Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have a very important bit of technical analysis that we need to do because if you guys haven't seen on the Bitcoin chart, there is a very obvious consolidation pattern going on, and Bitcoin is very close to breaking out of that pattern. In fact, I'm almost certain that it's going to happen today. So guys, in today's video, we need to talk about that consolidation pattern, and we're also going to be talking about Ethereum. By popular demand, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Ethereum. I'm going to be showing you where I think it's going, and I'm going to let you in on how much Ethereum I'm holding. Wink, wink. It's actually quite a lot. I think you guys are going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. We're going to have trade setups, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, on-chain analysis, and more. So if you do enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and also make sure to follow us on Instagram at CryptoJeb, because over there, we are running a CT2A giveaway, and today is the last day to enter. Go follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram, but without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, before we get started, I do just want to mention one of the things that makes this channel possible. That would be the Bybit affiliate link down in our comment section. Guys, if you check the pinned comment down below, you will see a link to sign up with Bybit. That is an affiliate link, and if you use the coupon code WIN$500, you can get up to $500 back when you sign up on Bybit. It's a great exchange, the one I personally use, the one I personally recommend, and signing up down there will help to support this channel. Anyway, guys, we have a lot that we need to get into in today's video, so let's go ahead and jump on over to the chart. It's over there, so let's do that. Guys, on the daily chart, it doesn't look like a whole lot very important is going on Bitcoin, but zooming into the hourly chart, we see that Bitcoin is in a very important pattern. In fact, it is this consolidation pattern with a downtrending level of resistance there and an uptrending level of support there. We talked about in yesterday's video, which you should definitely go and watch, that Bitcoin is trading against this uptrending level of support. In fact, we made yesterday's video around here, and ever since, Bitcoin has been straddling the uptrending level of support and hasn't been moving away from it. But as you guys can see, even in the absolute most sideways case scenario, Bitcoin only has 15 hours before it is forced to break one of these trend lines. In fact, some people have been drawing the trend line like this, which would indicate that Bitcoin is actually already broken bullish, but since we have no volume, I'm going to keep it up here and assume that Bitcoin is still in the pattern. So, of course, the question on everyone's mind today is, well, if Bitcoin's going to break out, what is it going to break out to, and which direction will that breakout go? Well, guys, the first thing we need to do is we need to back up and we need to remember what technical analysis is. Don't even get it twisted. I'm never going to stop drilling this into your head. Technical analysis is not a tool for predicting the future with 100% accuracy. The technical analysis that we use and that everyone uses is a tool for predicting the probability of the different possibilities. So again, what are the possibilities here? Either Bitcoin breaks bullish, Bitcoin trades sideways and does nothing and sits around on the couch and plays PS4 all day, or Bitcoin breaks bearish. What is the probability of each of these? I know what mine is. It's this one. Anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you what I think right now. The fact that Bitcoin didn't break bearish last night actually gives me a little bit more bullish confidence on Bitcoin. Guys, at the end of the day, I'm about to show you a lot of technical reasons why Bitcoin needs to consolidate a little bit, but we must also remember that this is Bitcoin. It's moving into a major bull market. We're probably going to be at $20,000 within the next 2 months. We have not seen Bitcoin this bullish in 3 years. So we have to make sure that our compasses are pointed in the right direction when we're doing our technical analysis, and we're not being too bearish or too bullish. And I don't want to be too bearish and say, oh, Bitcoin's going to break bearish. I think actually in this case, since it didn't last night, when it had a good opportunity to, that we may end up seeing a bullish breakout. Let's look at the technicals. Because at the end of the day, intuition is great. It's a tool that you should definitely use. However, we want to back it up with technical analysis. So what do the technicals say? First thing I want to point out is that on the 4-hourly chart, we're actually seeing a bullish cross on MACD right now. But it's not just the MACD that I want to look at. This is definitely bullish on Bitcoin, but we have to make sure we're getting the whole perspective. So let's look out to the daily chart. What we're going to see on the daily chart is that RSI is still quite overextended. We're sitting at 72.5. Volume is still low, but you would expect that in a consolidation pattern. Bitcoin's still above all of its moving averages, which is a good thing, but it also indicates that Bitcoin is sitting pretty high right now, considering we've been above all moving averages for 30 days. It indicates Bitcoin's been on a very strong uptrend, which, I mean, as we can see, is very much the case. We're up 44% in 33 days. And that kind of ties into my point that while, yes, Bitcoin does look a little bit bullish on the short term, it looks like we're going to break bullish out of this pattern. How much more can Bitcoin really run before it starts to get overextended on Bollinger Bands and getting overextended on many of its other technical indicators? I want to be very clear here, guys. There's a lot of nuance to this because at the end of the day, even if Bitcoin is overextended on Bollinger Bands, even if Bitcoin is overextended on RSI, that doesn't mean Bitcoin can't go into a bull market. In fact, what we saw at the end of the last bull market, at the end of the 2016-17 bull market, is Bitcoin would rally into like 80 on RSI, pull back into about 65 territory. Rally into 80, pull back to 65. Bitcoin can start a rally from 70 on the RSI, so don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that it is going to be difficult, and what we're going to need to see a sustained rally is this. When Bitcoin breaks bullish, because at this point it seems like it's going to, really when you get to the end of a consolidation pattern, it's hard to tell because it really just comes down to volatility. Whales at this point can easily cause a breakout. You drop one domino and the rest start falling. We haven't broken out yet, so when one starts moving, it can move very quickly. But my point is, for Bitcoin to have a strong break to the upside, we need to see a monstrous green candlestick to absolutely blow the top off of $16,000 because it is a double top right now. We need to see a lot of volume. We need to start seeing retail investors come in at this point because we've rallied this entire way with only the people that are already in crypto, which is very bullish. It's a very good thing. But we want to see a little bit more retail investment coming in. So yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to be rallying to $20,000 by the end of the year. And yes, I think Bitcoin is about to break bullish. If you want to see how to trade that, check out yesterday's video. It'll be on the channel and it'll also be on the end screen. I talked about exactly how to trade the breakout of this consolidation pattern, which is likely coming within 12 hours of when I'm sitting down to record this video. It is 10:16 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Let's move on to Ethereum, though, because you guys, like 20 or 30 of you, asked for technical analysis on Ethereum. So let's do that. Guys, Ethereum and Bitcoin are actually in a very similar boat right now. They've both rallied substantially over the last 30-odd days. They are both extended on the Bollinger Bands, and they're both in consolidation patterns. The thing that's interesting to me on Ethereum are the differences it has between Bitcoin, because right now the charts look very, very similar. As far as technicals are concerned, there aren't many differences other than the consolidation pattern that Ethereum is in can last much, much longer before it has to break. Ethereum's 4-hourly also has crossed bullish, and out on the daily chart, this is really important, guys. This is one of those important differences I was talking about. Ethereum is not overextended on RSI. It's only at 66, which means Ethereum has a much stronger case for running a lot farther. Now, it is pretty high on Bollinger Bands, but with what we're about to talk about, that might not matter. Because one of the biggest differences between Ethereum and Bitcoin right now is not actually technical. It's fundamental. Ethereum 2.0 deposit contracts topped 22.5 million 1 week after launch. As you guys know, Ethereum 2.0 is trying to go live, and it seems like it's doing pretty well, but people have to stake their Ethereum to get that to go through because, of course, cryptocurrencies are updated in a semi-democratic fashion. This deposit contract is the cornerstone of Ethereum 2.0 update and serves as a bridge for the migration Ethereum network away from proof of work to a new technical infrastructure that supports proof of stake, POS. In order to become a transaction validator on the new network, those individuals who process transactions like miners and POW, an Ethereum user must stake at least 32 ETH. There are currently 52,801 Ethereum locked up in the deposit contract worth $23.8 million, and it will need at least another 524,000 Ethereum split between 16,384 stakers to trigger ETH's 2 Genesis event and activate the upgrade. Now, we've been talking about this news story quite a bit lately, actually, because this is going to be one of the biggest events in 2020 in the entire cryptocurrency space. Guys, we have been talking about the Ethereum 2.0 update for about 2 years. This is not news. I mean, it is news that it's finally actually getting some validators online. But the idea of this update on Ethereum is not news. This has been going on for a long time. And this leads me into one of the points I wanted to make in today's video, which is Bitcoin went on a 10,000% rally during the last bull market, 2016 to 17. It's unlikely we're ever going to see that kind of return on Bitcoin again. That would require Bitcoin adding, what, 3 zeros to its current dollar figure. I mean, it's possible Bitcoin goes to, what, $1.5 million? It's not probably going to happen in the next 10 years, maybe in the future if if the US dollar gets overinflated. But I think we're moving into a period in Bitcoin's history where, yes, we can make big gains in Bitcoin still. There's a lot of money to be made in the next couple of years on Bitcoin with just investing, not even trading. But I want to start looking at some of the top altcoins because I think Ethereum is about to do exactly what Bitcoin did. Guys, Ethereum's all-time high is around $1,500. We're 33% of the way back there. Bitcoin is 80% of the way back to its all-time high. There is so much more money to be made in Ethereum with investing than there is in Bitcoin just by the nature of Ethereum being 6 years younger than Bitcoin. It's 6 years behind Bitcoin in development. This update, all of the decentralized finance stuff being built on top of Ethereum platforms, all of the different tokens being built on ERC20 and other ERC platforms, it's incredible what Ethereum is doing. Think about it for a second. What are some of the most valuable companies in the world? Let's think Google, Apple, Facebook, ExxonMobil, let's see, Walmart, Amazon. What are all of those companies at their core? They're infrastructure. They are infrastructure companies. What is the infrastructure of Google? Infrastructure of Google is allowing you to use and search the internet. If Google didn't exist, the entire internet would be different. I mean, there'd be another company to fill Google's void. That's how important what they do is. What is ExxonMobil's job? If you look it up, they're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. They provide oil for the entire planet. That's a very important part of the global infrastructure. And then, guess what happens? There are products that are built on top of that oil infrastructure. There are products that are built on top of that search infrastructure. Amazon, what's their product? They have a $3 trillion distribution infrastructure network. There are products, there are businesses built on top of the infrastructure that Amazon delivers, their distribution network, their same-day delivery or super fast delivery from around the world. That is why Amazon is worth $1.5 trillion. Where am I going with this, Jeff? Here's where I'm going. Bitcoin and Ethereum are infrastructure companies at their core. They are infrastructure. Bitcoin is infrastructure for store of value, investment, and currency. That is huge because, I mean, that's literally the biggest industry in the world. No one thinks of currency as an industry, but it is. It's an industry that's run by states. Right now, it's being transitioned to being run by us in a democratized fashion. Ethereum, on the other hand, is infrastructure building other cryptocurrency projects and other cryptocurrency services on top of it, like decentralized finance. That is why I'm so bullish on Ethereum and other projects like it that build infrastructure. Let me ask you something. I have a couple of Corsair peripherals here. I have a Corsair mouse and I have a Corsair keyboard. Yeah, right there. Those are all well and good. There's nothing wrong with Corsair. It's actually a great brand. I love Corsair. I use it all the time. It's what I choose. But I would much rather invest in NVIDIA or Intel or AMD than Corsair. Why? Because AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA build infrastructure for computers. The entire gaming industry is built on top of those three companies creating processors and GPUs. Corsair sells peripherals. What's built on top of Corsair? Not much. A lot is built on top of Intel chips, AMD chips, and NVIDIA graphics cards. They are an infrastructure company. I'd much rather invest in them because they have a higher potential to grow because other companies are built on top of them. Corsair would not exist if those companies did not exist to build computers so that Corsair computer peripherals could be used with those computers. In the same way, I'm far more interested in investing in something like Ethereum, which is infrastructure, because in the next 20 years, that's where all the money's going to go because it is the lowest common denominator of an entire branch of the cryptocurrency space than some other project like, I don't know, Potcoin or Doge or something to that effect. I think you get my point. So with that said, how much of my portfolio is in Ethereum? It's about 10% right now. I am not a Bitcoin maximalist. I've never claimed to be, but I do like holding most of my value in Bitcoin. But a lot of my investments coming relatively soon are actually going to be in Ethereum. And if you would like, we can talk more about Ethereum in more detail in future videos. But before we go, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that would be gold. As you guys may or may not know, gold is up right now, even after this pullback, 29% ever since March when it crashed. From absolute low to absolute high this year, gold is up 43%. Why is this important, Jeff? The reason this is important is because gold is the precursor to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is simply an electronic derivation of the properties enshrined in gold. Why is gold so valuable? Let's talk about that. Number one, it has a finite supply. Therefore, it cannot be hyperinflated. Therefore, it is a safe store of value. People that were storing their value in gold 2,000 years ago would still have a similar amount of value in gold today. Whereas whatever currency they were using 2,000 years ago, I don't care what it was, none of them exist anymore. Gold does. It stands the test of time. That's called the salability of a currency over time. The same problem occurs with our modern day currencies. None of them are going to stand the test of time the way that gold did. Gold, in fact, may not stand the test of time either because of space mining. 150 years from now, when we're mining more than just water off of asteroids, which we haven't even done yet, gold may have its supply hyperinflated because of how much of it's out there in the cosmos. So even precious metals won't be safe for storing your value. The only thing that can be safe is something that has a limited supply, something that cannot be printed, something like Bitcoin. The fact that gold is up 43% this year shows that more and more people are starting to realize that. It shows the weakness in the dollar, and therefore, it by nature must show the strength of Bitcoin. So guys, if you want my take, trade, don't care. It's important that you trade so that you understand how the market works. But at the end of the day, if you want to just be an investor, you go right ahead and do that. Look to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then if you want to get feisty, maybe use a little bit of your money on some of the alts. But I would stay in those two. Those are very good projects. Guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. I did very much enjoy filming it. Many of you guys have been asking for the Bitcoin sign to come back. So I'm going to be hanging it behind me. Probably not today, but relatively soon. Which side do you want it on? That's what I need to know. Tell me in the comment section down below. Do you want it over here or do you want it over here? Because I also want to hang a violin up. I'm going to do both of those things. But I want you to tell me, do you want the Bitcoin sign over here or over here? Let me know down below. Anyway, guys, like I said earlier, today is the last day to sign up for our giveaway of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy over on Instagram. Follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram and Twitter. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram and 3,000 followers on Twitter. Make sure to follow us over there. We're posting several times a day on both of those platforms. I hope you guys will go ahead and follow us over there. And also, if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel when you do that. Like, seriously, every single like helps us to get ranked higher in the algorithm. It helps to spread the gospel of Bitcoin, and it helps this channel. So thank you very much for everyone who liked. I'm going to assume you did. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We want to get to 75K subs ASAP. Subscribe for more content, guys. Make sure to hit the post notification bell. Before I go, there is one more thing I want to talk about, and that is just the C word, guys. You know, the word that I just love using the most is the C word. You might be wondering, Jeb, what is the C word? Is it vulgar? No, it's not vulgar. The C word is compassion. And the reason I bring this up is because I've realized in the last couple of months that my life has changed a whole lot because of this channel, by the way. Like, that's a side note, but it is because of this channel. Because I was, like, I didn't have the easiest childhood. It was, I mean, I was very blessed to have just an amazing father. But, you know, I had my fair share of struggles. We're not going to get into that. The point is, I understand what it's like to go through hardship, and I understand that a lot of you guys are going through a lot of hardship. And I just want to encourage you guys to have compassion for people, because you never know what people are going through. You never know if people are hurting, especially in times like these. There's a lot of people that are going through a lot of crap right now. Just remember the C word, compassion. Anyway, guys, enough of that. We're going to go ahead and wrap it out. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.